This new Google search system is responsible for filling our clients' pipelines with million-dollar listing appointments, clients that know, like, and trust them, and referral quality buyers coming in consistently. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Filipos. I'm the founder at Team Lead Partners. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up Google search ads that get deals. And also make sure you stick around to the end, where I'll be showing you how to create a campaign live right in front of you. Tons of leads. And these are just normally people that are just scrolling by. They see your ad. And it's just a game of being able to capture your attention. So most of these leads off the bat, they're going to be, probably the lowest lead quality in the industry. If you were to look at, real estate, for example, right? But the good thing with this, you can get a lot more leads than, with intention-based marketing, you're going to have a higher lead volume. But most times those leads are not going to be high quality. They're not going to have any intent, and they're not going to know, like, and trust you. And it's not a strategy that we would recommend. So on the other hand, we have intention-based marketing. And a perfect example here is, Google Ads, right? So with Google Ads, the way this works is if somebody types in modern furniture, they're going to be taken to this landing page talking about, the best modern furniture essentials for your home. The same way, this exact way would actually work in real estate as well. Whereas you have somebody searching homes for sale in Vancouver. And this is actually where, if you're advertising in Vancouver, your ad would show up first. And this is where you can show them, tens, hundreds of homes near them. And you can actually solve the direct problem that they're looking to solve by typing that in Google and trying to find a solution. And the reason why these leads are going to be high quality is because they've already shown intent. They're looking to find homes for sale, right? And by taking them to that landing page or that website, they can get to know your company more. They can get to know you more if you're a solo agent. And it's a whole different phone call because a lot of times you can actually see which property they viewed as well. So it's pretty much just going to be a phone call, talking about them, referencing that you saw that they were browsing for, a townhome or a luxury property or a new build. And then from there, you can pretty much just really help them find the best possible way to purchase that home and, even go on a showing with them as well. And this just for the whole reason that this is someone who has intent, right? And in real estate, of course, you want to have high intent leads, but we also want these leads to know, like, and trust us as well. So that's pretty much the biggest reason why we want to choose Google Ads over anything else in the industry. And in terms of conversion, they're going to have the highest conversion rate as well. So if you ever tried advertising in the past, maybe you tried Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, something like that, which is all based on attention, then you're going to see completely different results with Google just because of the way the platform works and, how it's actually built out. So this is going to be the Google ad campaign structure. And this might look complicated at first, but before you actually go and create this campaign and before I show you how to create a high converting campaign, it's super important that you understand the structure that we're going to be modeling our campaign after. So in this case, since we're targeting buyers, we're going to have one campaign that's going to be the buyer campaign. And this is where we have different ad groups. So what ad groups are essentially the themes of the services you provide. So think about it like, the types of services you provide, and generally like the top keywords that match into your ideal clients. So if you're doing a buyer campaign, one keyword could be homes for sale near me. One ad could be homes for sale near me. Second one could be homes for sale. And the third one could be homes for sale near Austin, Texas. Now, moving on to structure, we want to have around 20 to 30 of these ad groups. Yes, it's going to take a ton of time, but it's going to leave you with a high converting campaign where you actually get high quality leads coming in. Now, these ad groups should all be built out with keywords under them. In terms of the actual structure, this is what we want to follow. So we want to have one campaign, 20 to 30 ad groups with around 20 keywords in each ad group. And by doing this, we're also going to have free ads in each ad group. Now, the reason you want to follow this structure is because it's going to leave us with the most data so that Google can test the most. It can find the highest converting ads sooner, since Google is going to be testing all these different ads to find the best one, and where it actually selects the best converting one in your case as well. And I would just run the opposite direction of anything you see online where they tell you to make one campaign, they tell you to have one ad group and then just a few keywords, and that's just not going to work. Or if someone's providing you a Google sheet just showing you how to set up a campaign, right? It's just not going to work because you actually need to do your own research. You need to find the best performing keywords for your market. And, it's going to take some time, right? It might take you 3 to 5 days, but at least after those 3 to 5 days, you built out a campaign that can provide you consistent business coming in. and where you actually have something scalable, right? So that's going to be in terms of the campaign. And I'll actually also show you how to find these ad groups as well, so you don't have to worry about that. And just making sure that these are also high intent keywords, right? So after you signed in and you created a Google Ad account, you should be taken to the main page here, which is going to say Google Ads. So in order for us to find the keywords we want to use in our campaign, which are called positive keywords, we're going to have to go here on Tools, and then under Planning, you should see Keyword Planner. So after you click on Discover, so this is where you want to type in the main free keywords that you're going to use in your campaign. Let's say we're doing a buyer campaign. First one would be homes for sale near me. And we can also add a third keyword, which is, Austin, Texas, homes for sale. And just by us actually doing this, we're going to be doing actual research and seeing how this performs in your location as well. Okay, so now that we actually see this, we're going to be seeing a ton of results. So these are the different keywords we have. We can actually see the competition, based on how many advertisers are currently bidding for that search term. And just if we show some more rows here. So this is basically where we want to find the high intent keywords. So let's say you start off with homes for sale. This could be one ad group, right? Homes for sale near me could be a second one. Land for sale could be a third one if you do offer that. Here we have rent. So there's going to be an example of a negative keyword. So something that we don't want to have in our campaign, unless you're looking to target rentals. We also have condos for sale. So this could be a third ad group. So since you can see how this is different to homes for sale or homes for sale near me, a little bit different in this, just because of that reason, we want to have a separate ad group just for that keyword. And we have, foreclosed homes, mobile homes, townhomes, right? So just by using these principles, you can build out multiple ad groups. And when you're building out an ad group, let's say your ad group is homes for sale. So we want to then find the words that are most relevant to that. So it could be houses for sale. This could be one keyword. And what you want to look at in terms of finding a high intent keyword is just seeing that, let's say somebody searches, houses for sale. Is that a clear intention as compared to real estate? This could be anything. This could be somebody searching for, looking to apply for a job to become a realtor, or somebody looking to browse real estate developments. So you want to keep these things in mind. And at the same time, I wouldn't really do, ad groups like real estate agents near me, because, this could be for multiple different reasons. This could be somebody who's wanting to join a brokerage, or somebody who's, looking to reach out to realtors regarding other services. And then we have other keywords like MLS listings. So I would say that this is a high intent keyword, because just by viewing MLS listings, someone's able to find homes near them. So going back to our structure, you want to have over 20 of these keywords in your ad group. So our ad group being homes for sale here. Here's where we can have some keywords as well. And after you have 20 here, or more than 20 based on how many you can find, you can just copy these over and sort them in a Google Sheets, where you write down ad group number 1, homes for sale. You put all the keywords under that, which are going to be relevant to your campaign. So that's going to be everything in terms of positive keywords. And the biggest challenge off the bat is just finding enough ad groups. But if you really play with all the combinations, some of you watching this might be luxury agents as well. So in that case, you can have multiple campaigns. You can have multiple ad groups, So that'd be one ad group for luxury homes. One ad group could be for new construction homes. And a third one could be for, townhomes or just condos. So make sure you guys keep this in mind, and make sure you're not selecting any keyword where you're a little bit uncertain if it actually is high intent. So most of these are going to be like, let's say you were doing commercial property for sale near me, mobile homes for rent near me. Another thing is Redfin homes for sale. So this is a great example of a negative keyword. This is going to be a keyword that we don't want to include in our campaign, because it's the name of a competitor. Same thing here with Sotheby's Real Estate. We don't want to pay for searches that are like this, because it's not going to be relevant to our campaign. And if somebody searches for Sotheby's Real Estate, unless you're actually part of that brokerage, then it might not actually be that are relevant for you as well. Same thing here with Zillow. So just like you're selecting the positive keywords and where you're finding your ad groups here, same thing applies for the negative keywords. So if I go and select some here, we have Keller Williams real estate or boxable homes. Another thing is you don't want to necessarily have the term cheap houses because you're just going to get a ton of leads who are looking for properties that are not really realistic to the average listing price in your marketplace. So if we just go find some more competitors that we don't want to have in our campaign, like Zillow or Redfin Realty. So we can actually add these to add as negative keywords to our campaign. So make sure you guys, before you even do the negative keywords, make sure you have 20 to 30 ad groups. Make sure that these 20 to 30 ad groups have at least 20 keywords each, or just try to do as many as you can. Even 5 to 8 are fine. But if you can, just do, the more the merrier, essentially, right? And same thing goes with the negative keywords. I actually haven't touched on this, but for the negative keywords, you should have anywhere from 100 to 300. And another way to find negative keywords that most people don't really talk about is Google Maps. You can actually go on Google Maps and let's say you're targeting Austin, Texas. You can actually type in Austin, Texas, homes for sale on Google Maps. And this is where you can find a ton of competitors that you wouldn't normally would have found here on Google. And this way you can build up a super long list of negative keywords so that your campaign is as dialed in as possible. And you're actually not spending any money on searches for, Redfin or Realtor.com or Zillow. So make sure you guys get this done. It's going to take some time, but I promise you, super worth it if you actually want high quality leads. Now, in terms of landing page you want to use when launching your Google search campaign, you want to be using ideally, a funnel or an IDX website. So in this example, I'm going to be showcasing a IDX website. I just found this online by searching Vancouver homes for sale. Now, this is an all right website. It shows a couple collections, shows also a blog post, and it's great for SEO. And it also shows multiple properties in Vancouver specifically, where if I'm actually somebody looking to buy a home, I can see all these properties. I can find the perfect one for myself. I can also view multiple photos to get a better understanding of the property. However, when I click on this, just this ask us for more information, which you would think is all right, but this is actually not what you want to do. So instead, you want to have something like this. So this exact same concept, both are IDX websites, but with this one here, when I click on it, it's actually going to ask me to create an account. And the reason why this is so important is because it's going to be the best way for you to actually capture a lead. Because this way you can actually capture leads that are interested, that have viewed the homes, and they're just looking for more information, and most times would like to schedule a tour. So if you're going to be running Google search ads, make sure that you have this pop up. Don't have a website where they can just click on the listing and they can view multiple photographs, and maybe in the bottom you have a contact form. It's just not going to perform in the best possible way. So make sure that you have something like this. And with most CRMs, it should just be as easy as checking a box to make sure that this actually shows up when somebody is looking to purchase a property. And when you're creating your Google ad, this is exactly where you want to point the lead, right? So after they click on your Google ad, you want to take them to the property search page already off the bat. And based on what type of property you're advertising for in your ad, let's say it's luxury, then you want to put in the filter to only show luxury homes. That'd be homes usually above 1.5 million. And same thing here with home types. If you're selling, maybe you're doing commercial properties or multifamily homes, and that's the ad group that you built out. It's actually called multifamily homes for sale. Then of course you want to put that filter on the website to match what's actually shown on the ad. And make sure you keep these things in mind, because you don't want to have a ad saying luxury homes for sale where you just show them normal properties or something that really doesn't match what they're looking for at all. So make sure you guys keep this in mind when you're tweaking your landing page and when you're setting everything up, so you can get the most leads coming in and to where you actually have a high converting campaign. So by now, you should have your landing page ready. You should have 20 to 30 ad groups, and you should have about 20 keywords in every single ad group, right? And after you have these things all done, you have all these things in a Google Sheet, and you've also added on some negative keywords. We're actually ready to build out the campaign. Just going to start by clicking on new campaign, or just going on here, clicking campaign. So usually what I choose is just going to be without a goals guidance, search, continue. This is here, we can select some things as well. We're going to be doing is signups. And this is where you can just name your campaign, buyer campaign, Google Ads, agree and continue. So in terms of the bidding, you want to choose maximize clicks, and you actually want to set a maximum cost per click bid limit. Now, the way this is done is, if you remember the keyword planner before, you want to put your top 3 ad groups in the keyword planner, and then you want to look at the column to the left. It should say top of page bid limits. Usually that's going to be $2, $3, $4, depending on what type of keyword you have. So what you're going to do to find out the maximum cost per click limit is you put in the 3 ad groups in the keyword planner, and you check in the average top of page bid limit for every single ad group combined. So if they're all $3, then obviously the average is going to be free. All right, so you want to put this in. So let's say it's $4. Make sure you put this in. And customer acquisition, I usually don't have this on. This is not going to help the campaign. And make sure you turn these off, because we don't want them to be shown in the search partners network or the Google display network. Now, in terms of your targeting, this is where we can choose Dallas, Texas. You can include that. Right, so now we have Dallas. Depending on which areas you're doing, you can add some more, like Fort Worth. So the main thing with this is you can either do just by location, choosing each location, or you can actually do a mile radius. So for Google search ads, we recommend doing anywhere between 15 to 20 miles. The more you can do, the better. But absolute minimum, we want to do 15 miles. That could be Dallas. So now we have a 15-mile radius near Dallas, Texas. Right. And super important, click on location options, and you want to select presence. This is going to be people that are actually in your included locations, not people who have also shown interest. Just people who are actually in Dallas, and they're actually a part of that audience. So for languages, you can add in second language if you do speak one. And then for audience segments, you can choose one here as well, whether you want to do homeowners, right? You can have that in, but most times we can just find this out by testing as well. So it really depends. Maybe you already know what type of audience you want to include in your campaign. But for most cases, just kind of leave this as it is. And this is where you're going to be putting in your website. So put in the actual website you're going to be using and where you're going to be driving the traffic to. And now we're just creating each ad group. So this is where you can create one ad group off the bat. The same ad group is called Homes for Sale. Okay. And this is where you're going to be adding in the keywords that you have added for this specific ad group. Let's say my first ad group is called Homes for Sale. This is where I want to put the around 20 keywords I found for this ad group. They're all high intent. So make sure you put this in. And then usually starting off, I would only do exact match keywords and also phrase match. So what this is basically your keyword will look like this. Just adding these next to the keyword for phrase match, right? And there's actually tools you can use for this. So you can search something called AdWords Wrapper or Google Ads Keywords Wrapper. You can visit these websites. You can actually put your keywords on in these websites, and they will all add each special quotation mark that is used for the different match types. And now, just moving on to this is where you want to put your website. So let's say your ad group is called New Construction Homes for Sale or New Homes for Sale. Then you want to actually put the landing page that takes them to new construction homes. So basically, filtering for properties that were built 5 years ago or more recently. So the display path, this is something that I really most times don't touch, not going to make a big impact. And for the headlines, this is actually super simple. Maybe you have some already that you thought out that are going to work. but most times just using ChatGPT or AI is going to help you with creating these headlines just by saying, hey, my ad group is called Homes for Sale. Give me 15 headlines that I can use. And as you create these, you're going to see as your ads strength will go up. It'll go up to average or poor or excellent. Make sure you actually are using your keywords that you put as well. So make sure that you are creating your headlines based off of the keywords you have, and that's going to actually make the ad strength better, and it's going to help it improve as well. Same thing goes for descriptions. You can use AI for this. Business name and logo is something you're able to add later. And then, essentially every single site link as well. Now, after this is done, you're just going to be setting your budget and also reviewing the campaign. And this would basically be one ad group done. So you're going to repeat this process over, 20 to 30 times, depending on how many ad groups you created. But like I said, guys, it's going to take some days. But after this is actually done, then you should be good to go. And you should have some high quality leads coming in. So make sure you set your budget and make sure you also review the campaign. After that, follow the steps. Put in the keywords that you want to use for your campaign here. Use a tool like AdWords Wrapper or something like that. You can Google that, and you'll be able to put in every single keyword on exact match and also phrase match. That's going to give you guys the best results when starting out. And just in terms of finding negative keywords and putting that in, you can actually find that here. So if you go to Keyword Planner, or not Keyword Planner, you actually go to, let me see. There we go, campaigns, keywords, and content. So after you create your campaign, there's going to be a new tab that says keywords. And this is essentially going to be where you can actually put in your negative keywords as well. It's going to say keywords here. You can click that, and it will actually provide you with a tab where you can put in all the negative keywords for your campaign as well. And other than that, you should be good to go to create your first Google search campaign. Now, if you're watching this, you might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't really want to reinvent the wheel or spend days doing this and testing to see what's going to work in my market. Then make sure you scroll down below and book a call with our team. We'll set up this entire system for you and actually get you consistent deals coming in, or we'll handle everything just to make sure that the only thing you're doing is taking listing appointments and then closing transactions. Then make sure you fill that in, and one of our team members will speak to you and we'll show you exactly how we can set this up for you in your marketplace. And other than that, if you have any questions about the entire process, whether it's finding negative keywords, creating more ad groups, or just trying to find the best practice for what you're trying to do with your advertising, then leave a comment down below. And other than that, hope you enjoyed this video.